The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
The following program contains opinions expressed by the Dead Zone. If you find this broadcast offensive, lighten up, candy ass.
What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a radio show.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Initialize sequence now.
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. Control is good. 5, rocket copy. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide. Welcome to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Sunday, September 28th, Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stick around. It's going to be a good show tonight. Guess what? Things are starting to open up, it looks like. A place that Michelle and I like to go, Put in Bay, Ohio. If you know where that is, it's on Lake Erie. They're having a ghost walk. That's going to be so cool, man. From June 26th through September 25th. You got to check that out. It's PIB Ghost Walk. Go check that out. Get tickets. It's going to be fun. Tonight, we got Peter James Haviland. He is an parapsychologist, a hypnotherapist, author, and private investigator. So we're going to be talking with him a little bit later on. But first, check this out. Since we're talking about Put in Bay, the island, I'm going to play something. What is it called? Something in the Water? Played that a couple of weeks ago. Check it out. You're going to like it. That's by Lords of Corruption. hypnotherapist. I got it that time. All right. Okay, here's one more by our buddies Lord. Played that last week. Loved it. It really does sound really cool. It's a world insane. And yes, it is. We'll be right back. Check it out.
Hey, this is Michelle. Join me Sundays at 8 o'clock Eastern for paranormal news and events.
Hello, this is Christopher St. Booth, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
Okay, and now back to business.
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Now,
Here are the one, the only
Dead Zone.
Hey, we're back. Guess who's on the phone with us? Peter James Haviland. Man, a parapsychologist. I did it wrong again. Hypnotherapy. You know what? Today, I tried to talk about what you do, and I could not get it right to save my butt. Anyway,
That's okay, I'm still learning it myself.
Yeah, parapsychologist, hypnotherapist. I got it that time. Author and private investigator with Gillespie Investigations. Yes, sir. So, how are you doing, sir? And thank you.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'd love to have you on. It's been, we tried to have you on a couple of times ago, but things didn't work out. It's okay.
Yeah.
So, before we get into everything else, we ask everyone the same old thing, the same thing over and over and over again. What started you? What started you in this field?
Well, to be honest with you, I was about 12 years old, and I was watching monster movies in my parents' house.
Absolutely.
And I don't even remember what it was, but I was sitting there with my dog, and the room got cold, and my dog sat up and alerted, turned around and looked at the stairs behind me, and I turned around and I saw my grandfather walking downstairs, which is cool, but he passed the year before.
He was gone. Okay, yeah.
So I walked over there. I mean, I wasn't scared of him in life, so I wasn't scared of him in death.
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, at that age, I mean, I really didn't know about any of this stuff that we studied, and I just walked over there. I was fascinated. Missed him, So I walked over there, tried to talk to him. I didn't get any response. He just walked down the stairs. It wasn't like in a movie or anything, how you get the eerie music and the creaking noises and stuff. Yeah, it wasn't anything like that at all, man. He just walked down past me. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you think it was residual or what?
He didn't react to me, but he didn't visit my house that often, so I don't know if it was just maybe a crisis apparition or, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
He was just like,
I just know that
he was a grumpy old grandpa. I said, get away from him. I got other things to do.
Yeah, I don't know if he just missed. I don't know if he missed us. My mom was having a hard time with his passing.
Yeah.
She had just seen him last year, and was on the way home when she found out that he had 2 heart attacks and passed when she was in the air.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean, there was a real tie to them, and she felt like she should have stayed. So I don't know. Maybe it was based off of my mom. I don't know.
Right.
But I did feel cold when he passed me, and I did feel what felt like static electricity going by me. That real creepy feeling when you put like the balloon on your hair, and it stands up, and you got that weird spider feeling. Yeah, I felt that. And then he walked into the closet of all things in the hallway, which it wasn't anything again like the movies or anything. It was more of a dissolve, almost like the energy that he had just kind of just fell apart. That's the only thing I can think of. And so I opened the door, and I didn't think he was going to be in there, but I really didn't know what to think. And there was 2 medallions that he brought over from Italy that hung in 2 of his houses that he built in New York. So I kind of thought at that age that, they belonged to him, so maybe he walked towards them because they were his property. So, ever since then, I read anything that I could get on haunted houses and ghosts. I was reading a lot of D. Scott Rogo and Hans Holzer. They were the bigger ones in that day.
Yeah.
Harry Price.
Yeah.
And just kind of moved through my years.
I think you're about my age, aren't you? I'm 50. I'm 55.
I'm 53.
There you go. So yeah, okay. We're right on one track. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're old enough to be grumpy, but young enough to enjoy it.
Yeah. Right. That's crazy. Now you say you had those medallions or whatever in your closet. Now were they given to you?
Yeah.
Or okay. All right.
He gave them to my mother when he moved to Maryland from New York to hang in our house, in which we have them hanging in our house now. But at that time, she had just had them in the closet.
Okay. Wow, that's very cool.
But it's kind of
But he walked right by you.
Fascinated since then.
He just walked right by. He just missed you. It seems like.
Just walked past me. It didn't acknowledge me. It was just a walking down the stairs.
Yeah, and you were eight at the time, right?
I'm sorry?
You say you were 8 at the time?
No, I was 12.
Okay, you're 12.
I was around 12.
Okay, 12. Yeah, okay. All right.
So then I'm hitting puberty too. So
yeah.
maybe I'm throwing off stuff. I don't know, dude.
All right. Well,
at that age, you really, it's all a guess.
Yeah. Well, that can be a problem too. Puberty can cause some things, but whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do now. The last 15 years or so, I deal with poltergeist activity.
Yeah.
And I utilize the hypnotherapy with me. It's to find the triggers that trigger off the psi events.
Yeah.
From the subconscious in the houses. Yeah.
And
I've removed the triggers and have had hauntings stop. So I know that we create a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, and it usually comes from, like you say, adolescence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, adolescence, stress.
Yeah. Can you expand on that just a little bit, real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. What poltergeist activity?
With adolescents, yeah. With our kids, and they have a hard time, and sometimes.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes some parents don't actually get that and make it worse.
Yeah. Right. Well, to give an example, if you tell your child to wash the dishes, and then you get in an argument in the kitchen,
mm-hmm.
and then you have that large expenditure of energy, and that energy has to go someplace. So usually the subconscious will place that energy in the environment, and that energy will react sometimes on physical items. For instance, if you're talking about washing the dishes and they don't, maybe you might have some dishes fall. You might be, maybe you might have cabinets flow, but it usually has something to do with what the trigger was to what the event usually is. Now sometimes.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry. No, please go ahead. No, please go ahead.
Okay. Well, sometimes also when you put that energy into the environment, it will also react kind of like a metaphor, which means that sometimes you hear about fire poltergeists and water poltergeists. Well, fire is anger. Okay, so if you have a fire that breaks out, which is extremely rare, by the way, but sometimes it does happen, and that usually represents anger.
Yeah.
Now, depending on where the fire is usually where the anger is pointed towards.
Right.
So, for instance, if the person made you mad was, I don't know, maybe your dad for some reason, and his shirt that's on the bed bursts into flames, maybe you're mad at your father.
Right.
Water is depression and sadness. Same thing.
We had a case that we went to about 3-4 years back in Clinton, Indiana. That was really strange, and it was terrifying to the people that lived there. And what you just mentioned
mm-hmm.
brought it to mind. One of the bedrooms just
mm-hmm.
caught on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow. how did that happen? I mean, the wiring was great. I looked at it. I'm not a qualified electrician, but I can look at something and say, well, that shouldn't have happened.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
And if you use a FLIR on the walls, you can see if there's any faulty wiring, or any hot spots.
Right. I mean, it just blew up. I mean, but no one was hurt, thank God. Mm-hmm. And we did go in. Great. We did go in after the fact, and for a long time now, everything's been great. So I guess we did a good job. I don't know, but anyway, yeah.
Well, usually when you bring it to their attention of what it is, what's happening and what the possibility of it is, and even if you recommend them to go to counseling, if you try to release that that subconscious angst, sometimes it just works itself out because you're getting the tools to work on your issues. Right. And as you release that and work through it, usually the poltergeist activity will stop as well then too.
Right, and it only lasts like a certain amount of time. It seems like maybe 5 or 6 months, if that.
I've seen it last to about a year, maybe a year and a half, depending on what the situation is. But yeah, it's usually about 6-8 months, and that's usually due to the energy that is stored in the subconscious. So when it runs out, it'll run out.
Well,
it just really depends on if it's an untreated thing, and depending on what the issue is and how deep the issue is usually the period that it'll last.
Right.
But it usually works its way out.
Right. This was a old house up in Clinton, Indiana. If you know where Clinton, Indiana is, right? Okay.
Yeah.
He had used a metal detector around his house. I mean, a really old house, and had dug up an old cleaver and hung it on his wall, an old meat cleaver. Okay. And that's when all this kind of started. You know what I mean? But
maybe the meat cleaver had some energy attached to it, and his psychic self picked it up and triggered some event that might have happened in his past, and maybe he fed it.
Maybe so. I mean, he was a younger kid. I mean, he wasn't as old as we are. I mean, he was terrified.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I mean, we went in and we did, like everyone else, we had a K2 meter, and we wandered around with that, and actually at one point we were following something. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to say it was a ghost. I'm not going to say anything. We would follow it. It would light up around the living room.
You were following an energy, an unknown energy.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then, on top of that, when my wife, Michelle, which I wish she was here if we could talk about this, she went upstairs with him in one of the bedrooms there where he was terrified. They were sitting up there, and we were downstairs. They were sitting up there. We heard a thump on the floor. Something had thrown a remote control at both of them. He came running down the stairs, and she came behind him trying to calm him down. But it really was the craziest thing in the world. I mean, I've never seen anything like that, ever. It's really cool.
Yeah, I was about 18 years old. It was one of the first cases I ever did. And at 18, and all I could do was really observe. Right. But I had a book thrown at me once.
Yeah.
Hit me square in the head.
No, in the head. Oh man.
Weirdest thing I ever saw. It was. A little bit of the story is that I heard about this lady that was having some issues in her home. Right. Heard it through a friend who heard it through a friend too.
Right.
I got her address, and I introduced myself. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I thought maybe she might, I don't know, hit me with a frying pan or something because I'm some weirdo.
All right.
But I introduced myself. I told her what what I did or wanted to do. And I had told her that I heard some things, and I said, I wanted to try to help, even if it's to just confirm what she was experiencing. And she was very open to it, actually. And got to know her. I would go over there and visit her. Got a rapport going with her. And one day I had gone over there, and she had told me that she was getting ready to move because her daughter was getting ready to take her back to where she was living, and she really didn't want to move. And, she was very upset with it. And so we're sitting there talking and just, by this time we were becoming friends. And I could see that she was getting really upset. And then all of a sudden I started hearing what sounded like boxes moving upstairs in her library.
Right.
So I of course, me being stupid, I run to it. Most people run away. And
well,
so
the people that run away aren't doing their job.
Yeah. So I got upstairs and I opened the door and turned the corner, and that's when I got the book thrown at me.
Right.
And it was a first edition Gone with the Wind.
Oh wow! Okay.
You want to talk about kind of funny and kind of strange at the same time. The title itself. I mean, we were just talking about how upset she was and how she didn't want to leave.
Right.
And then here I get hit with "Gone with the Wind," leaving. So whatever the heck it was had a sense of humor.
Yeah. I guess. Well,
yeah, so.
Well, we always say that. I mean, no matter what your situation is, if you believe in, if you do believe in, let's say ghosts, right? Not demons and all that, whatever. That's a whole nother. Yeah.
Well, we're dealing with people, so
exactly. So
the person was.
Yeah, they were the same. They are the same as they were in life, right? So if they got a sense of humor, they're going to mess with you.
So if they're cool, they're cool in life, they're cool in death. If they're a butthead, they're a butthead usually.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's awesome. Yeah. Very cool.
So, I mean, I've worked. I've worked with a lot of people that have claimed poltergeists. A lot of the time, it's just misidentification. A lot of the shows that are out there now. They're really pushing the demon
good
thing.
Lord,
so,
yeah, who cares?
Drama sells soap, so it is what it is.
All right.
But very rarely though do you come across stuff that's actually legit, and it's always interesting because it's always something different.
Absolutely, yeah, and I agree with you 100%. TV is TV. That's made for TV.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's entertainment. So I mean, that's how I look at it.
Right. All right. Okay. We've went through that, and I kind of threw you off track every now and again. Let's talk about your hypno. I'm gonna mess it up again. Almost said the F word. We're gonna
hypnotherapy.
There you go. How does that?
Okay.
Do you have people come to you that have these experiences, or something different?
You'd be surprised. I have had people come to me before that have had issues like that. Usually, if it's dealing with poltergeist, it's usually because I get called out on a case for a haunting or a proposed haunting.
Yeah.
But I have had maybe one or two people that have just come to me just for that. But usually the people that come out to me are usually the ones that want to deal with PTSD, anxiety, stress, stuff like that. Now I have had a few people that wanted me to work with them to help them strengthen their psychic abilities. And so I've worked with them on that as well.
Now, how would you do that? How would you do that? Seriously.
Remove the blockages that might be causing them to be able to concentrate on their abilities first.
Well, number one, how would that work? How would you do that? How would someone do that? Our team, I'm considered the biggest skeptic in the world, and that's great because every team needs one. You need to be able to have someone to bounce ideas off of. What was this? Well, this was this. That's cool. No, what I do is I place them under hypnosis through kind of like a guided meditation that gets them to a relaxed state. So I can work with them when they're in the state of somnambulism. That's when we are the most available to take suggestions, to work with the subconscious. Okay.
When I do that, I work with them with things that we have already discussed before I put them under, through an interview process. So I only work with them with what we've talked about. I don't throw any curves in them or anything like that. So they feel comfortable already because I have rapport with them. Mm-hmm. They know what we're going to discuss, and then they're open to the suggestion.
No, you don't think because you have discussed that in the first place, that comes out subconsciously.
I think it helps them.
They will tell you what they think you want to hear, what they want
No, they're not going to tell me what I want to hear, because when I work with somebody, especially if I'm working with like missing kids and stuff like that, I use open questions. I don't place that in there. I don't create a false memory.
Right.
Okay.
We're not talking about paranormal activity right now. We're talking about something else.
No. All I'm doing is just I'm just asking them to remove any fears or blockages or negative thoughts of what they have about psychic ability. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. And then as they do that, I ask them to raise their right hand, and you'll be surprised, right hands go up all the time.
Yeah.
And one thing I do to also tell my clients is that for any reason that if you're not satisfied with what I've done, or if we need to come back and redo it, I usually do it for free. Right. Because I'm not there to try to take advantage of folks. If I can't put anybody under hypnosis, for whatever reason, if they're not concentrating enough,
there's some people
I can't get them under.
Yeah,
I don't charge them for services either. Right. Because I don't feel services are rendered, and not that many people do that.
Right. Well, yeah, we don't charge. We never have. I mean, since 2002, I think. 2006.
Well, I'm talking about as if they come to my client office. Okay. If they're just my hypnotherapist client. Okay. Now, if I go and work a case, that's always free.
That's always free. Absolutely. Good for you.
That's always free. So if they come to me through a haunted client, I never charge them, because I'm working with them on a case.
Right. Plus, you're like us. You're interested too, right? If there's something,
I'm interested, but as well as I'm there to try to help, and to try to make people's life a little easier.
Right. What's the? Here, I'll throw you one right now. What's the?
I don't know if that sounds weird or not, but that's just the way it works.
That's wonderful. I'm going to throw you a curve right now. What is what have you seen that you can't explain? Let's try that one.
Okay. I have seen things move. I have seen apparitions.
Okay.
I was working in a house in Galveston one time that had an attic that they were hearing stuff moving around and stuff, and it was a hurricane storm survivor. Oh, okay. From Galveston, 1900 storm. Okay. So they never could get into the attic for whatever reason. It was always it just couldn't do it. When we went up there, we finally got the door open. When the door opened, I looked up and I saw 3 sets of eyes. Now, at first I thought that it might be, varmints, whatever. But I saw one shadow that looked like a child.
Oh, okay.
I can't explain that.
They've
never had any issues since the door opened.
You didn't have a camera. You didn't have anything like that, right?
You never have it when stuff like that happens.
I know it. That's always a problem. You know what I mean? We've done this for so many years.
You can wire a house up and make it look like a Christmas tree, and it's always in the corner that you're never there.
Right. Exactly. We've got a few, but it's like, come on.
I've got some stuff that I've caught, so, as everybody does. But, the really good stuff, it's usually witnessed.
It's a personal experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes me believe what I always believe is it's really not the place that's haunted, it's the person. I kind of believe that a little bit. Now, on your photo that I have put the ad up, you have a FLIR, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you caught anything on that?
I have never caught anything on that one, but I have an old land camera that was a black and white FLIR. The one that you had the old battery belt and it looked like an old TV camera that put on your shoulder. I was working a case one time with that and had a lady that was being physically attacked. It was more of a sexual attack.
Oh my gosh! An entity.
Yeah.
An entity.
And
yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of like Entity thing, but it wasn't as deep. And I tried to put her under hypnosis. She wouldn't go under, but so she wanted me to do a sleep study with her, just me watching and trying to see what I could get, because usually every time she went to sleep, she always claimed something happened. So I'm sitting in a dark room with her, and then she wakes up and she's like, scared and shaking and stuff, and she's like, "It's over there."
Yeah.
So I grab my FLIR, and I'm looking around her room, and I see over in the corner that there is a white mass. White being hot,
yeah,
black being cold.
Right.
And so I'm looking at it, and I mean, it's kind of cloudy looking, and it's kind of moving a little bit, but again, it's not like TV or anything, but it looked like a mass.
Right.
So I took my head away from it, and I look in the corner. I don't see anything. So I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe it might have been an air something. And so I put my eye back on it again, and the mass is still there. So me being stupid, I walk over there to try to see if I can feel it, and it was there.
You did feel it. You did. Okay.
Yeah, it was there, and I got a gut shot.
You got a gut shot. Okay.
I got a gut shot and took me down to my knee.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, I know it sounds weird. It sounds too good to be true, but it happened.
Well, that's what we just said. I mean, it's personal experiences.
Yeah. So I couldn't record anything on that because that camera didn't record. It was just a thing. So
right. I
couldn't get it. But she saw something. I saw something. So I guess that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I used to have one of those. There were, I think there were. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a Barlow or something like that. It was just a hunting camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a black and white night vision thing, and I used to use that all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, okay. One more thing. What about the fact that you are an author?
Yes. I am currently writing on 2 books, and I did a compilation for Talking with the Dead for Whitechapel Press.
All right.
And I did a story for the Presidio La Bahia in Goliad.
Okay.
So yeah, and I talked about our experiences there, the history, and it's really actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The night that we were there, we experienced quite a bit. Mostly noises. One of the doors just looked like it was being pulled from the outside. It was just shaking. It was later on in the evening. Looked outside. There was nobody there. We thought maybe that somebody got into the fortress, but there was nothing there. There was no wind or anything. But that was. We got really weirded out on that.
Okay, now where was this at? Where was it at now?
I'm sorry?
Where was it at?
The Presidio La Bahia in Goliad, Texas.
In Goliad, Texas. Okay.
That's where Fannin and his men were executed by Santa Anna.
Right.
And his men.
Right. Wow. Can you imagine how much activity there may be? I don't know.
Oh, dude.
I'm just gonna guess.
Dude,
there may be. I'm just saying at the Alamo, dude.
That's before the Alamo. That was
exactly
massacre before the Alamo.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
They were actually going to try to fortify the Alamo.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Where can someone find that book at?
You can find it on Amazon.
On Amazon, okay. And can they go to your website?
lsspi.org. My hypnosis place is redohypnosis.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we just now started a new radio show called.
Very cool. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The Full Spectrum Project.
Okay.
We're on Saturdays.
All right.
3 to 5.
What channel? What channel? What channel?
I'm sorry?
What channel are you on? Or what network are you on? Or what's your what apps are you on? Any app?
Yeah, I think we're on iHeartRadio,
okay.
YouTube.
Sweet.
Spreaker.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And it's UPRN.
Okay. What would you think, or what would you consider your finest piece of work as far as your books so far? I mean, everyone loves the first one, and you get better as you go.
Well, I'm doing my biography right now of some of my experiences and what I think what I've learned.
Okay.
That one's being written right now, and I'm working on a book that I'm co-authoring with Troy Taylor.
Okay.
About true horror stories.
True horror stories. Okay.
Yeah, the stories behind a horror movie. The true stories behind horror movies.
Okay, like Amityville and all that kind of thing, right? And
Amityville, but the true story behind it, like Ronald DeFeo and all that stuff. I mean, everybody knows that story, but these are stories that you really don't hear about.
Right. I mean, same thing with what is it? Oh my gosh, Texas Chainsaw with that creepy.
Yeah, with Ed Gein.
Yeah, that creepy dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that creepy old man. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's very cool. So you can go to Amazon, pick up any of Peter James Haviland's books, right? Those are going to be freaking great. I'm sure they are. I mean, you've got 2 now, and you're working on 1. Am I right? Did I miss something?
Oh no, I'm working on 2, and I have Talking with the Dead out.
Oh, okay. There you go. Now, that was about again?
Yeah.
Talking with the Dead?
I'm sorry?
Talking with the Dead was about again?
It's a compilation from Whitechapel Press, Troy Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right. That's got to be cool. That's got to be really great, too, though.
Yeah, it's got 13 different investigators doing 13 different investigations.
Wow. Now, do you have to pay royalties to those guys, or you just say, hey, I need your stories?
No. It's just it's a collective works.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, anything else you would like to tell? Have we met before? I mean, we go to conventions all the time. You look familiar. I don't know. I mean, we go everywhere. I mean, you're kind of close, aren't you? I mean,
I'm in Humble. I'm next to Houston. I mean, I've been in Oklahoma, Louisiana, a lot of places in Texas. That's pretty much the only places I've been to.
Okay, it kind of confused me. You look so familiar. I mean, it's like we go
you
all over the
see I do a lot of interviews and stuff, so you might have seen a lot of posters or something.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I mean,
I know I've been on two things on the Travel Channel. One of those stories.
Maybe that's it. That's what it is. Okay.
Maybe that's what it is. I did ghost stories. I did Sister Catherine in Galveston on the second series. Second series. Yeah, whatever. Second,
I know. I'm the same way. Yeah, I did one. I did one.
Yeah, and I did. What is it? Jim Rose's Twisted Tour when they came through Houston a few years back.
Okay.
So
tell me a little bit about
that too.
Tell me a little bit about that Travel Channel thing. How fun was that to do? I know.
I enjoyed it, but it was
really okay. Yeah,
I'm trying to be nice.
I know. I know.
It was different.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. That kind of thing, sort of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. When it came out, I really didn't like the voiceovers they did. They kept on talking about, well, this little demon's doing this, and this demon's doing that, and I'm like, Christ's sakes, really?
Yeah. I get it.
You know how it is. I mean, you don't have any say over that stuff.
No. As a matter of fact, you sign off on it. You can't. You have nothing.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just happy they did me in a positive light.
Good job.
So many people that do those shows. I mean, sometimes they make them look like real jerks.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, drama sells soap. So
drama sells. That's right. And it's TV. It's ratings. So you don't have ratings.
Yeah,
you don't have a show.
Yeah. But at my age right now, I've done 5 pilots with my team.
Sweet.
I mean, I really don't need to be in the front of the camera anymore. I mean,
sweet. Yeah.
No.
I agree. I agree. It's fun to do the shows. It's fun to be asked to do the show, and it's fun to be there. But it's not fun when you get misquoted and they try to make you look like you did something you didn't do or said something you didn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you spend most of the time, trying to, no, it didn't happen that way. Yeah, well, it was on TV. Well, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true either.
Right. Very cool. All right. Well, hey, guys. Peter James Haviland, our new Dead Zone friend.
Mr. Lee?
Yes, sir. Our new Dead Zone friend. You can find his website at, I had it right here. Well, shoot. Now I've lost it.
That's okay. It's lssti.org.
There you go.
And redohypnosis.com.
There you go. Okay, and go to Amazon, pick up those books, and look out for the ones that are coming out. And we will see you again. I hope you're going to be at one of the events here. We're going to be showing, Mid-South is gone. Keith has already said he's not going to do it anymore, and it's moved to Ohio with...
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. With Post Town, and that's great. I mean, they still say it's going to happen, so we hope so. And we've got another one coming up, 2020, and what is it? I can't remember. It's anyway, Upper Illinois. That's going to be a Fright Fest, or they've changed the name again now. But anyway, man, would love to see you. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to have you on the show while we're there. It'd be great.
Sure, we'd love to have it. We'd love to see you.
That would be great. All right, well, you guys, Peter James Haviland, thank you, sir. And we will talk to you again. Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Awaken
Millions of people are affected by the Para-X bug.
I realize that it is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life and long into the afterlife as well.
If you have the Para-X bug, there is hope.
With a nightly visit to the Para-X website and intensive past life regression therapy, I can control it.
Even with the Para-X bug, I can still lead an active life of radio show hosting, paranormal investigating, evidence checking, attending conferences, book writing, keeping up with the latest technology, and still keep my 40-hour-a-week day job.
If you think that you have the Para-X bug or know someone who might, visit para-x.com. And remember, you are not alone.
I am not alone.
I
am not alone.
The Para-X bug may cause the urge to chase shadow people, visit exotic haunted locations, adopt a pukwudgie, or spend all of your time trying to figure out the laws and principles of paranormal investigation. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects.
Sudden visions of full-body apparitions, or feeling the covers being pulled off you in the middle of the night by unseen hands, may also be signs of exposure to the Para-X bug.
The use of Para-X may be habit-forming, and an overwhelming desire to provoke spirits may be a serious side effect. If these symptoms last more than 4 hours, you should quickly consult a trusted witch and have her cast a "What the hell are you thinking?" spell on you. If symptoms persist, please contact the Para-X Radio Network Homeland Security Team for further instructions.
The Para-X bug may cause urges for late-night speaking with spirits and ghosts. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects. Overwhelming desire to try provoking a spirit may be a serious side effect. Those with Para-X bug effects lasting more than 4 hours should consult Para-X or see a professional. Sudden outbursts at the mention of orbs may be a sign of exposure to the Para-X bug. Use of Para-X may be habit-forming. Use caution when engaging in Para-X chat.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends.